What's going on, Lloyd Potts family? Let's get in that word right quick. We in Genesis chapter 14, verse 13 through 16, Exegesis. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner, and they were allies with Abram. Now when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his 318 trained servants who were born in his own house and went in pursuit as far as Dan. He divided his forces against them by night, and he and his servants attacked them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is north of Damascus. Verse 16, so he brought back all the goods and also brought back his brother Lot and his goods, as well as the women and the people. Genesis chapter 14, verse 13 through 16, exegesis. Let's get into that word. Abram the Hebrew. So it specifically says a Hebrew. Why? Because Hebrew means one who crossed over. The text wants to exemplify that before even Abram converts his name to Abraham, internally he is one who crossed over, which is why Yeshua could see his internal heart and blessed him. Like Yeshua said, man looks at the external appearance, but Yahweh Elohim looks at the heart, the internal. This parallels the end-time identity of the saints, those who keep the commandments of God and have the testimonies of Jesus, just like we do here at Lloyd Potts Ministries. Ain't that right, Lloyd Potts family? So Revelation chapter 14:12 elaborates on this text that I just said. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are those who keep the commandments of Yahweh Elohim and the faith of Yeshua HaMashiach. Abram stands as a type of the final remnant, the Loipos, who remain loyal to Yahweh in a collapsing world. Abram arms 318 of his servants born in his own house. Abram's 318 trained servants show that he prepared his household spiritually and practically before trouble arrived. And something that I want to point out, the text explicitly says that Abram dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre in verse 13 of Genesis 14. The trees of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner. So these are three men who are notable in this time. So Abram has 300 servants in his household. So you could say that they have 100, 200, maybe 300 servants in their house as well. 300 times 3. So Abram is dwelling with people. He's dwelling with about a good 1,000 people. And that's just counting the men. That's not counting the women and the children. But notice how when Abram goes out to do what Yahweh told him to do, he doesn't consult Amorite. He doesn't consult the Amorite. He doesn't consult his brother Eshcol. He doesn't consult Aner. He consults the Lord. He also does not involve them with, and the text is explicitly pointing this out. The text would not have mentioned that he dwells with the Amorite, with his brother Eshcol, and with Aner, and then exactly right after that says that Abram took only his trained servants. I'm sure if Abram would have told Eshcol, told Aner what was going on, they'd have been like, all right, bro, let's go. I'm finna get my straps. We all finna go. Okay? So make note of that. Abraham depends on Yahweh Elohim. He doesn't depend on his neighbor. He doesn't depend on his brother, his mama, his sister, his father. He depends on Yahweh Elohim. And I specifically think the text wanted us to note that. So let's go into Abram's 300 soldiers, 318 to be exact. He trained his servants, show that he prepared his household spiritually and practically before trouble arrived. This mirrors Yahweh's counsel. Isaiah chapter 60 verses 1 through 2. It says, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon you. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and deep darkness the people. But Yahweh will arise over you, and his glory will be seen upon you. Isaiah chapter 60 verses 1 through 2. As darkness increases in the last days, Elohim's people must be spiritually trained and ready. Abram's night strategy, victory through divine wisdom. Anytime there's victory, it's always through divine wisdom. It's always through the providence of Yahweh Elohim, whether we give him that glory or not. Abram divides his forces and attacks at night, showing that strategy matters. Elohim guides the steps. Darkness cannot hinder those led by Yahweh. This reflects the spiritual battle Yeshua described in John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief does not come except to steal and to unalive and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Abram confronts earthly thieves. Yeshua confronts the spiritual thief, which is Satan. Abram brings back all the goods, the people, the woman, and his nephew or his brother Lot. Nothing lost remains lost. Abram restores everything. And Abram would give glory to God, saying that it was really Yahweh who restored everything. This foreshadows Yeshua's end-time work of restoration when he rescues his people from spiritual Babylon. Just like Abram was rescued, and Abram was an instrument used to rescue others, in the same way, this foreshadows Yeshua's end-time work of restoration when he rescues his people from spiritual Babylon. Abram had trained his household to serve Elohim, and the influence of his teaching bound them to him with faith and devotion. That's why when he was like, all right, y'all, it's time to roll, then nobody asked no question. Everybody got their staff, got their straps, and they was gone. Abram, although peaceful in spirit, was prepared for conflict. And in the strength of Elohim, he went forth to rescue the oppressed. Remember, he didn't go in his own strength. He didn't ask his brothers, his homeboys who was dwelling by him, hey, y'all, we got to go take care of some business. He relied on Elohim and Elohim alone. Abram, although peaceful in spirit, once again was prepared for conflict. Okay, so in the final crisis, Elohim's people must be prepared to move at the Spirit's bidding, to rescue souls from the power of Satan. I'm going to say that one more time because I butchered that. So in the final crisis, Elohim's people must be prepared to move at the Spirit's bidding, to rescue souls from the power of Satan. Just like Abram, he moved when Yahweh Elohim told him to go save those individuals. Just as Lot was taken captive by earthly kings, many today are taken spiritually captive by the systems of Babylon. And Yahweh will raise up faithful men and women to call them out. Remember what attracted Lot to the coastline of Sodom and Gomorrah. It was the external exemplification. It was the beautifulness. It was the exquisiteness. It was so pretty. It was so amazing. It was great to look at. But it made him vulnerable to sin. In the same way, the Babylonian system has an external exemplification of Christianity. That's why when you look at Catholicism, you can't see the internal corruption that is there within. So that's why we have to take these stories, these signs and symbols of the Bible, ask Yeshua to reveal to us the truth that lies therein, and make it applicable in our modern society of 2025. So no matter how far Lot wandered, no matter how deep the captivity, Elohim sent a rescuer, and Yahweh makes the same promise to you. Read Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you, Elohim says. Be not dismayed, for I am your Elohim. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Yahweh moves heaven for his children. Yeshua recovers what the enemy stole, and Elohim never abandons those who belong to him. Remember Joshua chapter 1, verses 5. No man should be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. And then verse 9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor dismayed. For the Lord your God, Elohim, is with you wherever you go. This was Genesis chapter 14, verse 13 through 16, Exegesis.